In this video, we are going to be discussing on three major things. The first one would be the meaning of a plan. The second one would be the meaning of a personal development plan. And the third one would be, as a beginner, how to create your personal development plan. So if these subtopics make sense to you, then this video is for you. Now, what is a plan? According to Dr. Miles Moores, a plan is to capture that which exists but yet to be seen by people. To capture that which exists but yet to be seen. It exists because you have thought of it, you have visualized it, you have meditated on it, and you have documented it. I mean, you don't document what you don't believe in, you only document what you believe in. So therefore, it exists to you. And a practical example of this is whenever a house is being built, the architect usually draws the house, draws where the rooms will be in the house. It's that drawing, the plan of that house, that now guides the construction process. And that is exactly how this applies to us. Our plan guides our personal journey. But I have come to realize that most people do not have a plan for their personal development journey. And it's inappropriate because imagine with me now that you asked a building contractor to build a house for you, and the contractor tells you, no problem, we will build a house and figure out the plan along the way. Would you tolerate that? Absolutely not. So why do so many of us go through life that way without a plan? The truth about it is that we all need a plan. But before you even start creating this plan, you ought to have a personal vision. I mean, before that house is built, the owner has to think about it. Oh, I want a house. How do I go about it? So you have to have a personal vision before you even think of creating a plan. Now, what is a personal vision?
A personal vision is you simply having a clear picture of where you are and where you want to be in the nearest future. And it is important you have a clear picture of it. Now, imagine with me that maybe you attended a conference or you went to work, and on your way home, you entered your vehicle and there is this heavy rain outpour. And the moment you wanted to turn on your windshield wiper, you realize that it's not working. And at that point, the rain is very heavy. You wouldn't be able to make any movement because you're not seeing where you're headed. You have no clear picture of where you're going to because at that point, your sight is impaired. I mean, even as a human being, if you're blind, would you be able to see where you're going to go to? Absolutely not. It's this sight that helps direct our movement. So it's your personal vision that helps you create a plan that would align with your long-term goals. All right? So we all need a personal vision because the personal vision answers the question of what, and your personal development plan answers the question of how. Now, what is a personal development plan? According to Vasilina Vauchinova, a personal development plan is a plan that helps you know where you're headed and how to get there with specifics. Yes, a plan, because you now know what a plan is, to capture that which exists to you but yet to be seen by people. So it's a plan that helps you know where you are headed and how to get there with specifics. But for the purpose of this video, this is for beginners, the best way to create your personal development plan. And I'm going to speak from my own personal experience, all right? I would advise as a beginner that you focus more on becoming who you wish to become than the results you want to achieve. I reiterate, I advise that you focus more on becoming who you wish to become than the outcome you wish to achieve. What do I mean? For instance, who do you wish to become? I want to be a YouTuber. These were the questions I answered in the past, right? I want to become a YouTuber. All right. So I wish to become a YouTuber. Then I went further to ask myself, who should a YouTuber be? What habits should a YouTuber have? First, a YouTuber should be consistent because if I'm not consistent, I won't be able to post often and I won't be able to grow my audience. A YouTuber should be authentic. So I have to first of all try to be my authentic self, live an authentic life by being honest to myself and be truthful about my experiences so that when I'm teaching people, it's something I have experienced and it's something that I now know the outcome it produced for me. So Who do you wish to become? Focus more on imbibing the habits of the person you wish to become. Maybe you wish to become a project manager, you wish to become a data analyst, you wish to become a YouTuber, you wish to become a content creator, whatever you wish to become. What are the habits of that person? At least a content creator should be resourceful, should be strategic. So focus more on becoming a resourceful person. Focus more on becoming a knowledgeable person. Because if you imbibe the habits of the person you wish to become, if you imbibe the skills of the person you wish to become, if you learn the skills of the person you wish to become, you would naturally get your desired outcome. Because at that point, you have embodied the person you wish to become. You have learned the skills of the person. So therefore, when you now transit into getting your desired outcome, it will not be a struggle, because you can now easily do it effortlessly, because you have acquired the habits. So you no longer procrastinate. You have become someone that is knowledgeable. You have learned the skill. So therefore, you will produce a massive result. I know we are all in the era of, oh, there's no time, oh, I'm getting older, oh, I have this to achieve. The truth about it is that we all have time. Yes, in as much as we don't have time, like I'm just saying, for the purpose of your growth, you have time. So first of all, focus on the habits of the person you wish to become. Get the skills of the person you wish to become. Let the habits chill. Let the outcome chill first. We will get the outcome, but let's start with the prerequisites. James Clear gave a very fantastic example in his book when he talked about his friend that wanted to lose weight. And he said that this friend of his wanted to lose about 100 pounds or whatever. And she knew that for her to lose weight, she had to eat healthy, avoid late night eating, and every other thing. So whenever she goes to do her groceries, she would ask herself, would a healthy person buy this or buy that? Whenever she wants to take a walk or take a cab, she would ask herself, would a healthy person take a walk for this short distance or take a cab for this short distance? Do you understand? So she had to start living her ideal life. And as a result of that, she naturally got the result she wanted. What am I trying to say? Whatever you wish to become, whoever you wish to become, first go with the habits first. Then learn a skill within that niche. Once you are able to do the habits, to start up the habits and learn the skill, you will naturally get your outcome. This was what happened to me. The first video I posted on this channel was shot in 2023. But because I knew I was an inconsistent person, I procrastinate. And I wasn't even ready to be committed to anything at that point in time. So I had to fix that mindset first. I had to fix myself first before coming out here. Because if not, if I show up today, next week I'm not showing up. So focus more on building the skills and the habits of the person you wish to become before going for the results you want to achieve. All right. The second thing you should do is have someone that is living your ideal life. Follow them. I keep hammering on this because I for sure have someone that is who I want to become like in this YouTube space. All right. I observed her watch from 700 subscribers to 1 million plus. And I saw the changes, the transitions, how she started, the changes she made along the way, and her outcome now. All right. If possible, listen to their videos every day. No day should pass you by without you listening to one of their videos. And as you're listening to the videos, you should focus more on what they did in the past than what they are doing now. What do I mean? The habits they inculcated in the past that helps them produce the results that they have today. The skills they imbibed in the past or they learned in the past that help them become more productive today. So focus more on that information. Secondly, personalize their quotes. Personalize their quotes. Feed your mindset with a lot of their quotes, because when you're able to personalize their quotes, it helps build your mindset, because everything begins with your mindset. If your mindset is saying A, you cannot reproduce B. If your mindset is saying B, you cannot reproduce C. So feed your mindset with their quotes. Listen to it often as possible, because it's as a result of that you're building your mental capacity. You're also building your mindset. For instance, for me, I admire James Clear. All right, I admire John C. Maxwell, I admire Terry Savile Foyle, and I personalize their quotes. For instance, I believe that John C. Maxwell tells me that the secret to my future lies in my daily routine. So if I change my daily routine, I change my whole world. What do? I have to ensure that my daily routine is productive. The second person is Terry Savile Foyle. I believe that she tells me that everything grows when I grow. So what do? I should grow. And she also said I should use the key. What is this key? K stands for keep. E stands for educate. Y stands for yourself. So what do? I keep educating myself. James Clear tells me that good habits create freedom. That without good financial habits, I'll be struggling for the next dollar. Without good learning habits, I would always be behind the curve. And I do not want to be behind the curve. So what do? Imbibe good habits. I have personalized their messages. I have listened to it. I have imbibed them. I mean, every single time is ringing in my head. So whenever I am doing something wrong, it reminds me that I am off track. That is because I have fed my mindset with a lot of it. Do you understand? I have fed my mindset with a lot of it. And that is why you need to listen to it as often as possible and practice what they say. Practice what they did in the past. Successful people are willing to share their stories so that we can learn from them. So do not be afraid of competition, or do not be afraid of people that have gone ahead of you. You should focus more on what they did and learn from it. That is why they are ahead of us. All right, so that's the second thing you can do. The third thing you can do is have a placard of the benefits of actualizing those habits and the consequences of not imbibing those habits. Have a huge placard of the benefits of imbibing those habits and skills, and the consequences of not imbibing those habits and not learning those skills. Have the benefits and consequences boldly written and put it somewhere in your room. For instance, I live alone, so I have the luxury of having my own personal space and I can do whatever I decide to do in my room. So have it boldly written, because when you see yourself withdrawing, or if you see yourself being sluggish, when you see the benefits of actualizing those habits and the consequences of not actualizing it, this is like two pictures of what your life will be like: successful or failure. I mean, you don't want to be a failure. All right, so having the benefits boldly written will motivate you in a certain way. All right, also ensure that the habits or whatever skill you want to learn, let it be somewhere visible. For instance, let's say you want to be a data analyst, and you should first of all focus on the skills of a data analyst before even wanting to become a data analyst. So you can begin with learning SQL, or we can even type SQL in the wall and the benefit of learning that SQL, and let it be somewhere you can see it. Make it visible. Let your environment encourage you. For instance, there was a time I was struggling with reading the Bible. Like, I would stay a week without reading the Bible. What did I do? I have a study table that is close to my kitchen and also close to my room. All right, so I always leave my Bible open there. So if I'm going to the kitchen, I'm seeing an open Bible. If I'm going to my room, I'm seeing an open Bible. And of course, my conscience has a way of breaking me, and I have to sit down and read that Bible. So I made it visible. I kept it in a place where I'll be able to see it every single time, and that helped me improve. I can't even lie. So make your benefits, your consequences visible. That skills you're learning, make the benefits of it visible. When you're going to see, maybe one day you can actually be sleeping and your eyes goes to it and like, oh yeah, that's true, I have something to do. You get up and do it. Also have a pictorial representation of the things you want to achieve. For instance, I have mine just I have mine very close to my bed. So whenever I am sleeping or about to sleep, I just take a look at all the things I have put out there. I see myself thinking of how to bring this into actualization. I can even ask AI tools just to get different ideas on how to bring this into actualization. So have a pictorial representation of it, because it for me, it pushed me, because I knew that me sleeping is not going to bring these pictures or these things I want into actualization. So ensure that you create an environment that will promote your growth. Whatever thing you want to achieve, make it visible enough. You want to read a book, open it and leave it on your table where you're going to be seeing it every time. Write the benefit of doing that thing and put it somewhere you can see it. It is very important. It helped me, and like I said, I'm only sharing my personal experiences that would help you. Take on courses. Take a course. Don't worry, in my next video I'm going to be discussing on how to improve your life within 24 hours, so I'm going to be giving you more hints in this part. All right, the next thing you can do also to help you be strategic is to set up a timer. Is to set an alarm clock for everything you do with a catchy title. I do not always forget this point because this point helps me a lot. When my alarm rings and I'm about to off it, when I pick up my phone to off it, I see, oh, ensure that you go to the gym because you need to look attractive for the future. And I want to be attractive. That statement alone, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. I need to look attractive for the future. You get? So, I mean, these are the things that helped me to be consistent. That is still helping me. I'm not going to lie to you. I still flop sometimes, you get? But it's the heart and the determination to keep going, to keep pushing until we perfect it. All right? And another thing you can do is have an accountability partner. I remember when I started my reading journey, I joined a book club actually. And the initial time, I remember I joined a book club at some point, and these women all had children. They were married, and I'm not married, I'm single. So if they were able to keep up with one chapter a day, why can't I, a single person, not keep up with one chapter a day? And that is what motivated me, because they had more responsibility than I did. So if I have less responsibilities, what exactly is limiting me from not actualizing one chapter, not reading one chapter a day? I have to take up that challenge, because if they can do it, I can do it. You understand? So also have someone you are accountable to. For instance, I am accountable to my Excel sheets. Do you understand? I'm accountable to my Excel sheet. I also have a friend that I'm also accountable to sometimes, but I am more faithful to my Excel sheet, because it's the Excel sheet I get to journal, I get to talk about what went wrong in the day, what to improve tomorrow, and all of that. So in summary, the things you should go and start doing now is, first of all, figure out who you wish to become. Who do you wish to become? If 2024 is to be your best year, what would need to happen differently? Who do you need to become to have this year, or to say this year would be your best year? Who do you wish to become? All right, first, that is what you should note down. The second thing is, what habits should this person have? Like I always say, if you don't want to stress your brain, go and ask ChatGPT. So ensure that you tweak it. What habits should they have? What skills should they learn? Then take up the challenge to learn those habits first, to learn those skills first. If possible, pick out one skill, one habit, put it together, and try to be consistent in it for a month before you incorporate new ones. All right. The second thing you should do is find someone that is living your ideal life, if possible 3 people, and ensure that you listen to their podcast every single day. No day should pass by or pass you by without you listening to their podcast. You know what it does? It helps to build your mental capacity. It helps to build your mindset. It also helps you to learn new things every day, because there is something that they did in the past that you can learn, pick up, and incorporate in that habit or skill you're trying to imbibe. All right, so ensure that you listen to it a lot. Personalize their messages, personalize their quotes, indoctrinate your mindset with it a whole lot, so that when you're doing something wrong, your mindset will tell you that John C. Maxwell said this, or this person said this, so you will change your step immediately. Number 3, create an environment that would promote your growth. You can have a pictorial representation of your ideal life. You can have the benefits and consequences of achieving these habits you have decided to start, the consequences of not achieving it. Make it really bold where you can put it. Also think of strategies you can use to actually learn this habit and be consistent in it. All right, like I always say, you can ask your friends, you can ask your loved ones, you can read books. The essence of reading is to learn people's strategies that help them progress, which is what I do a lot. So learn people's strategies, research. You still have to do your own research. All right, what else did I even say? Create an alarm system, be accountable to yourself, if possible, have an accountability partner. If you can't have an accountability partner, create an Excel sheet of things you will do for the day, the time you will do it, and if not done, why. Have different columns for all of these things. All right, lastly, just to add before I leave your face, I'm going to be leaving a template, a personal development plan template from High Speed Training. I don't know them, but I found this template really useful, that you can use to even start your own personal development plan. That's when you have imbibed the habits, the skills, and everything. I'm going to be leaving the template you can use to finally start it when you have finally being consistent with these habits and skills and whatever. So this template is very amazing. It helped me, so I think you should check it out. So I'll be leaving the link to this template in my description box, so you can use it to actually start out your personal development plan. That is when you have imbibed the habits and skills first too. All right, so see you in my next video, and God bless you. Ensure that you show love, be kind, love your neighbor, and commit your day into the hands of God. All right, thank you. Bye.